Welcome back. It is 1581. In the last one, we had Genevieve and Gwendolyn age up into teenagers. We also completed some childhood aspirations, and we also have a surprise baby from Celestria and Humphrey. So, very excited about all of that. This year, we have a few birthdays, so let's hop right into them. I'm nervous about this one. The kids are all very young still, and Nicholas has only just started stepping back up, so I am nervous. But let's first roll for the new baby, Humphrey Dubois II. No 7, 14, or 19 for him. He survives. Gilbert Whitehead, no 2, 4, or 6. Will he be joining us? He will. Celestria Heredia. Oh gosh, Celestria. After everything, I need you to survive. Oh my gosh, no 3 or 18. Ah! Okay, she survived. And then Dennis Hobard, no 3 or 18. He survived, and he's going to get married this year. And then Nicholas Larkin. Oh gosh, okay. Nicholas needs at least an 8. I can't even look. I'm closing my eyes. What does it say? Yes! Oh, it says 13. Okay, Nicholas survived. So we have no deaths this year. As for our townies, who is having a birthday this year? Arun and Wachira we haven't actually seen them in a little while. We've been really distracted by Celestria's stuff. Nicholas has not had time to worry about them. Clarice and Zechariah. Oh, I forgot to update Juan, I guess. Is he the only one that, yeah, I forgot to update that for him. Sorry, my guy. You were going to be a toddler, which means something like this. Yeah. Okay. Whew. That math was hard for a second there. Okay. So yeah, we have a couple of children, so that's good. And then Dennis. So Dennis, I'm looking at who is available. These people have not yet aged up. Oops, wrong tab. Have not yet aged up, so they're not old enough to get married. But I think we might marry him to Maria Verduzco. So let's do that right now. So we have the Verduzco family. Maria is actually already an adult. Yeah. And, oh, I see. I think we need to create a new household because the Hobart guys are... Actually, okay. I'm going to move you back in with your brothers because you are the heir. So you should be with your brothers. And then, Dennis, you are not the heir. So you're going to move out. Actually, how many baby tries does he have? 4? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's not going to be enough space in the household for you and your children. So here he is. And we are going to get him. Where are they? Maria. Okay. And then I'll move you guys in, I guess, over here since this is the only place in not Windenburg, in Newcrest that there are space. Oh, and he's already a adult, so we can actually edit them in here. So she is now his spouse. Maria, your last name is now Hobard, and you shall wear white. And who knows, you could get lucky and become... Shoot, what's their title? Where's Richard Hobard? Oh, he doesn't have a title. Well, they don't have a title. They don't have a title, but they do have money and stuff. But, you know, there's only one kid standing between Dennis and his wife and, you know, the good stuff. So, yeah, that's it for you guys. I'm actually going to go... What am I going to do? No, I don't need to go into their household. I'm going to go into our household. Oh, I do need to go to... Okay, add partner. The Verduzcos are not on here, right? Verduzco, yeah, no. So a new partner is Maria Verduzco. So we need to add her. Let me just pause this. Change this. Yeah, it's... Oh my gosh, okay. So Maria needs a new picture as well. There's Celestria in her new outfit now that she's married. Okay, here you are. And pop. Save. She's now Maria Hobard. Then we'll come here and go back to here. Then we'll get rid of Maria Verduzco because she doesn't exist anymore. She's now Maria Hobard. And I don't remember what her family tree looks like, to be completely honest with you. So what I'm going to do is... No, that's the Venians. Did I straight up not add the Verduzcos on here? You guys, I'm terrible. Okay, well, we actually do need to go into their household. Okay, so here they are. Let me come over here. We'll do Dennis, Hobard, or Dennis and Maria Hobard. And they have 4 baby tries. I kind of regret letting this be like this, but that's later me problem. Okay, where are the Verduzcos? I have so many houses. Oh wait, they must be over here then. Yeah, okay, so let's quickly hop into their thing. You've had 0 babies. Family tree. He is Richard's little brother, so he would also be in generation 14. Okay, you guys, I can't believe you're not in the club. Everyone's joining. There are kids we could have been friends with. Okay, and you guys are toddlers. And then since you... Oh, well, here's Maria right here, so I'm just going to grab her and add her to the club. And then also... Sorry. Also, okay, she has 32 days left. Is she a regular? She's a young adult. So it's been 8 days since she became a young adult, which means it's been 2 years. So it's been 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maria Hobard. And then we'll also get her pregnant. Okay, she's pregnant. Okay, there we go. Family tree. So this is Dennis Hobard and his wife Maria Hobard, formerly Verduzco, and they do not have any kids. Oh, I immediately forgot to figure out her family situation. Okay, so Maria, yeah, she has her mother and her father. Her mother is Mercedes, and her father is Javier. And then she has a brother, Jose. And then they have a sister, oh, Magdalena. And then another sister, Marcella. And then another sister, Mencia. And then a brother, that's Juan, right? Yeah. A brother named Juan. Okay, that's a big family. And when we add in these people, where's Mercedes? Here she is. Mercedes. Javier. Did that just not work for you, Mercedes? Okay. Jose. So the girls are M names and all the boys are J names. That's cute. Magdalena. Marcella. Mencia. We're almost there, you guys. Mencia. And Juan. Okay. We did it. Oof. Okay. So there they are. And they're pregnant. So we're going to have 4 more babies, hopefully, unless we pull a Richard and they die, which is a possibility. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I think that's everything. Let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so here we are. It is Thanksgiving. We are enjoying our time together, and we are also going to have the girls coming out ball for today. And then also, I wanted to change their aspirations, or at least change Genevieve's aspiration. I did notice though that, so I updated the royalty mod because I wanted the grand ball stuff. So I'm excited about using that in the future. But for right now, I did notice that there's a new aspiration in there that either I just haven't noticed or it exists or whatever. But it is about romancing a royal. So I think that that is definitely a cool thing, and we will definitely play that at some point. So, yeah. We are here trying to get the gnomes for the kids, and none of the gnomes like us, actually, and strike us with lightning several times. So that is rough, but we are just going to accept it. And yes, we're going to have the girls have their ball today, where we try to get everyone to meet each other. I actually have a list in front of me of all of the single men in the kingdom, which is so funny because there's only a couple of them on our Get Married page, but so many of them are like widowers and stuff like that, and I did want to write down all of our options, not because I think that we're necessarily going to marry one of them, but who knows, maybe I'll even add in a new family. But I did want to make sure, because I feel like Genevieve is definitely like a Daphne character. She is going to work on the truly accomplished aspiration. She is going to, play music and know etiquette and really take her time meeting each one of the men and trying to get to know them and trying to decide whether or not she wants to be with them or not. So, actually, it's kind of funny because the only guys that actually show up are the Hobards, who are, I think, our second cousins. Like, we're not closely related enough to them that we couldn't marry them, but they are sort of relatives of ours. But I guess that's why they showed up. I figure, here's my conspiracy theory, is that everyone in this game now knows that our family is drama, and they don't want to come because they know they're going to get involved in it. So I think that that's kind of my funny thing, is where I'm like, oh, there's slim pickings here for the ladies, and that's because we're the drama. But yeah, we have Genevieve and Gwendolyn talking to the only 2 guys that showed up. And I did want to, oops, I messed that up totally and completely. But where was I with this? Yes, I wanted to kind of have them have this experience. And, obviously Gwendolyn is like, wow, slim pickings. Like, there's not really a lot of guys here. And the ones who are old and widowers. Like, there's no fresh meat here. And of course, my game was being weird. Everyone was frozen. So I'm actually going to go into the household. But anyway, so what I was trying to say is happening here. The game does not cooperate today. And what day does it ever cooperate is the real question. But it does not cooperate today. But yeah, so Gwendolyn kind of is off to the side while Genevieve is trying to make the best of things, showing off her piano skills and stuff. And she actually strikes up a conversation with Magdalena. Madalena? Do you say the G? Anyway, so they strike up a conversation, and they're both kind of like, oh, this is so boring, whatever. And Genevieve's like, oh, well, my parents have a bubble machine in the back. You want to go like blow some bubbles? And so she agrees, and they like come back here, and they're both terrible at it because neither of them has ever done it before. But they just get to talking and having fun and like goofing off and kind of getting away from the party, and becoming friends really quickly, actually, which is really sweet. And then, of course, Gwendolyn develops a crush on Magdalena. So she just developed a crush on her, and maybe that's why some of the guys weren't like interesting to her, is that she wants the ladies. And so I think that that'll actually, in the future, of course, I'm going to make her life a disaster. But in the future, I think her and Nicholas could have a really good conversation about this situation. But yeah, so she now has a crush on her friend that she literally just made tonight, but we'll say that that's fine. I'm going to leave them alone for now. After that, they've just become pretty good friends and everything. So I'm going to leave them be. But we do have the twins kind of talking about, how it went. And Genevieve's like, I'm optimistic. I'm feeling okay. Like, I think, I still have some guys to meet, but I'm feeling good. And Gwen is just like, yeah, no. But they do have that kind of, sisterly twin bond where they do just want to open up to each other. But Gwen is actually going to kind of say in a roundabout way, like, oh, well, maybe there was someone there that sparked my interest, but she won't say who because we know it's Magdalena. But Genevieve does not know that. And I'm sure that, like, the girls are probably aware of their father. Like, it's not like he's been very, very discreet in his relationships. So I'm sure that they've heard of stuff and it's like a source of gossip and stuff. But Nicholas has never really had a heart-to-heart conversation with them about it. And so I think that because of that lack of conversation that, Gwen doesn't really feel comfortable saying right now. But anyway, speaking of Nicholas and his relationships, he hasn't seen Arun and Watira in so long, and I just was like, these people need to get back together. They need to have a conversation. They need to, talk. And obviously, Nicholas has been going through so much lately, and he's like, it's almost over. Like, Celestria is going to be taken care of, all this stuff. And he says all that, but then he's like, doing his best here to make things happen and kind of reconnect with them because their romance went all the way down. And of course, Agnes Crumplebottom comes over here to hit us with her purse. But yeah, the two of them are trying to reconnect. They haven't actually really seen much of each other for a long time, like years. And that has been tough, but Nicholas just kind of comes back and says like, hey, I'm sorry that I've been so distant. There's just been so much going on in my family. I'm sure you've heard. And they're fine with it. Like, they're not like, none of them are really taking this relationship like super seriously. I mean, they are, like, they're romantic partners, but they're just like being free-spirited. Like, they're not really worried. And as you can see also, I gave the Vinian family the color green because I wanted them to have a color, especially since one of their sons is technically in our family tree. And then, yeah, I just am calling over a bunch of the suitors under Nicholas's supervision to have them introduce themselves to Genevieve. She is very interested in trying to make things happen. She's very, very trying to get the guys, get to know them, see what her options are. She is ready. She is ready to get married and ready to make things happen. So she is taking this very diligently. I imagine that she has like a list of all of the eligible bachelors, and she's just going through and like writing notes in her notebook about each one and like what she thinks. And like, so like, for example, like Randolph Manuel is on the list of singles, but she was talking to him and then it comes out that he's evil and all this other stuff. And she's like, you know what? No. So she's already crossed him off of her list. Meanwhile, we are going to go over to the Light household to finally wrap up Celestria's story. So what we have here is, as we know in the last one, Celestria and Audrey and Nicholas and Humphrey came up with a plan to help get Celestria out of the situation in which she would entrap Avina into basically, exposing herself as the mastermind behind the plot and as a traitor to the kingdom, and kind of, trying to make sure that things can happen there. So Celestria, quote unquote, escapes from her room or wherever she's being detained. And of course, we cannot see Audrey or Avina today. I am so frustrated with this game. Why are you like this? But anyway, so we can't see Audrey or Avina, but they're there, I promise. So Avina is here right now. And Celestria kind of sneaks away and kind of pulls Avina aside and is like, look, I got out. I'm going to try to escape. I'm going to get out of here. And Avina's like, no, no, no. Like, you don't need to escape. Like, when I'm queen, I will pardon you. And she locked you up, and she's going to kill you, and you need to kill her first. And so, of course, we all knew that Avina was going to go this route, that she was going to take any opportunity that she could to try and get rid of her sister, including that Celestria, who was supposedly just walking away from the whole situation, is now being quote-unquote convinced by Avina to actually kill Audrey. So that is the conversation they're happening right now, is that they are, Avina is trying to tell Celestria to kill Audrey and that it'll be fine and that she's going to pardon her. And Celestria says, like, I failed the first time. I don't know if I can. Like, can you come with me? Like, you have to come with me. And Avina's like, well, surely we're going to succeed one way or another, even if I have to kill her myself this time. So Avina's like, okay, let's just go. Like, let's go together and we'll kill her together and I'll pardon you. Even though Avina probably wouldn't pardon her, she probably would immediately say that Celestria murdered her sister and then execute her and then become queen. But, she's not going to say that to Celestria right now. So they're having that conversation. I feel like I never know about the timing of having these big conversations with my Sims. I always just have them sitting there for a little while trying to talk back and forth and not really knowing when to make them move on. But yes, so that is what happened there. The next thing they're going to do is go up to Audrey and try and get rid of her. So let's go upstairs. And we're going to call them all up here, even though you cannot see 2 out of 3 of them, which is so infuriating. But anyway, so basically they come up here and they confront Audrey. She's all alone. And then, Celestria is like, we have to kill you, blah, blah, blah. And so Audrey is like, Avina, help me. And Avina's like, sorry, I'm not going to help you. Like, this has all been my, villain monologue. This has been my plan the whole time, blah, blah, blah. And so Avina finally explains everything. She thinks that this is the end of Audrey. And then, of course, Humphrey shows up and, Avina tries to play pretend, but Humphrey already knows everything that's going on, and they all kind of corner her and tell her, like, this was a trap. It was a trick, and you admitted to everything in front of the queen, and like, this is it. And Humphrey was here too. And so Avina is so angry, right? She's so angry because now all of a sudden she's been confronted by the fact that if she's going to do something, she's got to do something. Like, there's no going back now. She either has to get rid of all 3 of them or, she's not going to have any success here. And she's going to be the one who's executed. And so she basically tries to, like, attack Audrey, but Humphrey holds her back, and she's unable to actually commit the murder that she was planning on committing for quite some time. And so she fails, and the rest of them are like, sorry, Avina, like, it's over. And so looks like Celestria and Humphrey are having some relationship problems. But yeah, they're like, it's over, Avina, and and we'll just skip the whole part where we'll say that there was like a trial or something, and all the like noble court or whatever it goes on is that Audrey says that she was caught in the act. And even though Celestria is not really a reliable witness, they are able to kind of find Avina guilty and then sentence her to execution, which we're doing right now. So now Avina has been executed. She is no longer alive, but she's no longer a threat to Audrey, which is really interesting because keep in mind, so like Audrey and this, I see this when I look on the family tree, is Audrey is the only light person left alive, and I think that that's really interesting. So technically, Celestria is next in line for the throne after Audrey, but Celestria has been banished and exiled, and obviously does not have a place in the kingdom anymore. So she actually would not be able to inherit the throne. So I'm like, so who would inherit the throne if Audrey died? And honestly, I just think that it's no one. Like if Audrey passes, I don't think we're going to do anything with that. I just feel like it's not gonna happen. Like it's unnecessary. We don't really need another royal family in the state anyway. So if anything happens to Audrey, we're just gonna say that's that. But anyway, so we are now back in our house with our kids and trying to, spend some time just enjoying and getting those skills up and trying so hard to do this this aspiration with Luke, because he is just not doing good. Like he is not doing, I mean he is, but he's not. Like it's so frustrating because he is just not able to like it's really hard to get him in a focus mood, and people have said that before. Like I've heard people say before that like it's a big issue that Sims are, there's so many moodlets in the game now that like it's really tough for a Sim to get in a certain moodlet. So that is just something I've heard people complain about before, and I 100% agree that it is very difficult and I don't like it. So that's just where we're at. But yeah, so the kids are all just having a good time, chatting with their father, spending time together. Nicholas has been doing a lot better, so we're excited for him about that. And we're just doing our best here to keep the family together. Nicholas is obviously feeling really good about, having worried about the situation with Celestria, and so he is feeling very happy that her and Humphrey have kind of left and are happy and doing their thing, and he feels like, while he feels like he failed Celestria, he still feels like, it was a good outcome, and he's going to do his best not to have the same problems with the other kids. And, he really did care for Celestria deeply. Like, he was her father since she was like a toddler, and so he really, obviously felt like he was like a biological father to her, even if he wasn't. And so I just really think that he did his best. He did the best he could with the situation he was given, and it wasn't very good of him, but what else is there to do but to try and make things right later. That's all you can do. So then we're going to do the birthdays. Let me get my list here so that we can all know what the birthday situation is. So what we have is Humphrey Dubois II becoming a toddler, Gilbert Whitehead becoming a child, Celestria Dubois becoming a young adult, Dennis Hobart becoming a young adult, Clarice Brigg becoming a child, Zechariah Venian becoming a child, and Avina Light passing away. So that is what happened with everyone, and that is where we're going to actually leave off. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. Let's see what we have coming up next year. We have Constance's birthday next year. We also have Audrey's birthday next year. So we'll see if Audrey actually gets to, make the Light family do something. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We're just going to continue to work on some of these skills and get our pictures all set and get our family tree all set. And then we will wrap it up. So I hope you guys are excited for this decade, and I'll catch you in the next one.